Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Chant verse 29. Nirashiryata chittatma Tyakta sarva parigraha Shariram kevalam karma Kurvannapnoti kilbisham. Shariram kevalam karma kurvan. You see, here is the example of a wise person who does not seem to contribute anything. Earlier was the description of the person who seems to be contributing in every way. Karmani abhipravrittopi, in every way is contributing to the most of his ability. Here, shariram kevalam karma, only does what is necessary, what is minimum necessary to sustain himself, sustain his body. So, that's that much responsibility, I guess, this person has accepted. We were saying how not doing something, this person is practically not doing anything other than simply surviving and doing what is necessary to survive. And the Vedic vision that we just described in the last class, where Vedas enjoin that a person should perform obligated duties as long as the person is alive. And that is the argument that the Mimamsakas, the followers of Karma Kanda, or who look upon karma as a means of moksha, it is their argument, their interpretation of what the Veda teaches, is that Veda is teaching that every human being should perform these duties which are obligated duties as long as the person is alive. Because it is said, whoever is alive receives the contribution or favor from the rest of the universe, consisting of devatas and pitrus or departed souls, rishis, sages or teachers, other human beings, the society, other living beings including plants and trees. And therefore it is a duty of every human being to perform at least part of the action which are meant to sustain this nature, which sustains him. So this is the idea of duty or kartavya, which is fine, Vedanta also accepts it. But the Mimamsakas insist that there is no exception to this rule. Everybody has to necessarily perform the duties, whoever he is. A so-called wise person also, because he is also breathing, he is also drawing favor from the universe, he also must perform the duty, he must perform Agnihotradi karma. Which means, according to them, there cannot be karma sannyasa at all, nobody can renounce duties. It is against the edict of Vedas. Those who are unfit to perform karma, they can take sannyasa, but no fit person can take. And here is a healthy person doing nothing. So this is where Vedanta says that again, whether you are bound to perform duties or not depends upon your perception of yourself. If you are identified with body, mind, sense complex, and therefore look upon the body as yourself, or yourself as a body, then certainly the body is being favored by the rest of the universe. The organs of perception, the organs of action cannot work unless the grace of devatas is there, presiding deities is there. The body cannot function unless the food and water is given to it. You cannot walk unless earth sustains you. You cannot live unless the air sustains you, and so forth. So there certainly is this duty. Vedanta says that there is this duty or obligation for a person who looks upon the body as a self. Then all the favor done to the body amounts to doing favor upon the self, and therefore you feel that you are being favored by the rest of the world. And so it does become your duty to return that favor. That's called the duty. But what about a person who is not identified with the body? Who sees himself as Brahman? You ashanaya pipase shokam moham jara mrityum atyedi. The self, which is Brahman, that transcends ashanaya vipasa, hunger and thirst, shokam moham, grief and delusion, jara mrityu, old age and death. So one who is identified with Brahman, that is the self, that transcends all the samsara dharmas, untouched by the samsara dharmas, because there is no identification, the body, mind, sense complex, then the favor done to this upadhi is not the favor done to him because he does not identify with it. As far as the wise person is concerned, the favor done to the upadhi is done to upadhi, not to him. And therefore, the favor received by upadhi is not received by him. That means that he does not receive any favor from anybody or anything. This is because of change of his perception of himself. And if you are not receiving any favor, if you are not consuming anything, then there is no obligation that you have to return the favor. Now earlier was the person who, even though he did not have any obligation, still he kept on doing it because that's what his nature made him do. At the same time, this person's prarabdha doesn't have any kind of compulsion like that. And therefore, the favor done to the body, mind, sense complex is not done to me. So he does not consume anything. He does not draw anything from the universe. And therefore, he has no obligation to return any favor to the universe. Shariram kevalam karma kurvan. Only doing what is required to sustain the body. Na apnoti kilbisham. Kilbisham means a sin offense. Na apnoti kilbisham. he does not incur any sin, he does not offend the order. It is not disobeying to the injunction of Vedas. If you disobey deliberately the injunctions of the scriptures, then that is a kilbisha, that's an offense. But this person does not. So this is an exception now. Vedanta then points out to the Mimamsakas that a stage does come when the person becomes free from kartavya or the duty. In fact, the sense of duty, kartavya, is something that has to be done. Then there is a compulsion within me that I have to do this. I am drawing this favor, this obligation, therefore I must return the obligation. That is what a person feels. And thus, as compelled by the sense of this duty, he does things. So there is a compulsion. Vedanta says that when our perception of ourselves changes, then I am actionless self. I am not a consumer at all. I am totally self-sufficient. Therefore, he does not feel any sense of obligation. There is no pressure from within this person to do something. Meaning that he is quite comfortable not doing anything. A person who thinks that he or she is receiving obligation of favor feels compelled to return the favor. And so what most people do is, out of the compulsion, I have to do something. I must do something. Either because it is my duty or because I need something. So one can perform action as a means of fulfilling a need, or one can perform action as compelled by a sense of obligation. Both of these represent bondage, dependence. He is free from that. He has no need. Same time, he doesn't feel as obliged at all, because he is not. As Brahman, he is not consumer at all. In the 3rd chapter, Lord Krishna says, Yas tvatmartareva syat Atma truptasya manavaha Atma nyevaja santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. One who derives the pleasure, the satisfaction, the contentment from one's own self, the rati, the tushti, the trupti, the priya, the moda, the pramoda, one who derives all happiness from oneself, tasya karyam na vidyate, nothing remains to be done for that person, either for his own self or for anybody else. It is a different matter that he may do. That is this pleasure. There is no compulsion now. This person is totally free from compulsion. Naiva tasya krutena arthaha na kruteneha kasyana. Naiva tasya krutena arthaha. He has nothing to accomplish by doing something, nor he has nothing to lose by not doing something. Na krutena. By karma, no artha or purpose is to be served, or by not doing karma also, he does not stand to lose anything. Tasya karyam na vidyate. There is nothing that he has to do. There is no compulsion to do something. So this is a way of describing freedom, and that's what is being said here. Shariram kevalam karma kurvan. Kevalam shariram karma kurvan. Merely performing karma to sustain his body. And the Tikakara explained, kevalam kurvan. Even while performing that kind of karma, or action of sustaining his body, which is to clean his body and provide food and water to the body, and maybe, a covering to the body. They say you can have a paduka, and you can have a danda, and you can have kopina, and whatever, some minimum things. So even then also there is no compulsion at all. No, there's no sense of having to do something. He is not a burden to the world now. He doesn't make any demand. In case of Sthitaprajna, it was said, Prajahadi yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan. One is free from all demands and expectations. So that is a description of this wise person who is free, whether doing a lot of things or appearing not to do anything. What is the makeup of his mind? First line says, Nirashi yata chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha. Nirashi, free from all ashas, solicitations, prayers, desires, whose mind is totally free from all desires. We have said earlier that to desire or not to desire is not what we decide. Desire simply appears in the mind. It is not that I who desires. Desire comes. So you cannot say, I do not desire. Become free from desire. Since I do not desire, I do not have the freedom to give up the desire also. What is to be done is that desire has to leave me. I cannot give up the desire, desire has to leave me. Nirashihi, one from him. All the desires, nirgataha asisa yasmatsa, one from whom all the desires have gone away. Desires or expectations or needs do not find any reason to be there. Desire for gratification is there, as we said earlier, physical gratification, emotional gratification, etc., etc. As long as there is a sense of lack or want, but now his perception is changed completely. He sees himself as free from all lack and all want. Thodi volume with that, little. So desires have left him. Desires can only survive and prosper in an atmosphere of lack and want and incompleteness. So as long as we feel within ourselves a sense of lack, want, incompleteness, so long needs and desires will be there. And unfortunately, most people live a way of life by which those needs keep on growing. The sense of lack keeps on becoming more intense, and therefore desires keep on growing. That's the path to bondage. But by deliberately taking the path of freedom, as we said earlier, by performing action not to fulfill my desire or my sense of gratitude, not giving reality to my needs or lack or want, trying to perceive myself as a self-sufficient person, that I have all the wealth in terms of the love and compassion and beauty and goodness, and that is real wealth, and I am complete, even though I may not see myself that way. And therefore I perform action to give out that. This is called faking till you make it. So now he has really discovered himself to be nothing but full love and compassion and fullness. In that kind of environment, there cannot exist a sense of lack or want. There cannot exist any need or desire. So nirashi. This is the lakshana or characteristic of a wise person. Becomes free from all ashas, desires, expectations, demands. Nirashihi. Therefore, tyakta sarva parigraha. We can take second one also. Yata chittatma. Lord Krishna says this person is yata chittatma. Yata means near the controlled. Chitta means mind. And atma means body. The one for whom the body, mind, sense complex called the karya karana sanghata. Karya means gross body, karana means subtle body. So, yata chitta atma. Atma stands for gross body, chitta stands for subtle body. So one for whom the gross and subtle bodies, the body, mind, sense complex is yata, is controlled. Again, understand that we cannot control these things. This body, mind, sense complex is product of matter. It has its own agenda, I should say. We can control it, and we should. But ultimately, that control should be such that that control also should become spontaneous. Then only you have really controlled it. Which means that when the karya karana sanghata or the body, mind, sense complex becomes favorable to you, cooperates with you on its own, as long as it does not cooperate, you have to keep on controlling, which we should do as best as we can. But as the person grows, as becomes free from those inner needs, as the self-satisfaction starts manifesting, as inherent goodness and kindness and beauty become manifest as a result of living this life intelligently, the mind feels that. The mind, sense organs, body, all of these also feel that effect. In the 5th chapter, Lord Krishna will say, Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma. One who is centered or focused upon yoga, karma yoga, meaning performing karma with the attitude that we just described. Vishuddhatma. His atma, the mind, starts becoming vishuddha. The impurity, the raga dvesha slowly start leaving his mind. Because now he has deliberately assumed an attitude of being a contributor. Raga dveshas, both of them only reveal a consumer. If we do not pay attention, the consumer, the raga dveshas will rule our mind. So we have to take the law in our hand, not allow the mind to do what it wants to do, and deliberately do things where raga dveshas do not have influence. And that's called being a contributor. Raga dveshas make me a consumer. Therefore, this deliberate attitude of being a giver, a contributor, offerer, a bhakta, a devotee, that very attitude neutralizes raga dveshas. It is raga dvesha that create agitations or restlessness in the mind. The restlessness of the mind manifests as restlessness in the sense organs, of the eyes and ears and hands and legs, and the body. So that body is not in my control, sense organs are not in my control, mind is not in my control, because they are under the control of ragadveshas, therefore they are not in my control. By this process, as the ragadveshas impulses, you can say kama, krodha, lobha, these impulses cannot anymore assert themselves when I have deliberately adopted the attitude of being a contributor. These impulses cannot assert themselves. I assert the attitude of being a contributor, of being a giver. And that is how the force of these impulses slowly and slowly becomes less, becomes exhausted. And that is how our mind, Vishuddhatma, the Atma, the mind becomes Vishuddham, becomes pure, free from the impurity of ragadveshas. Viditatmananda. Then when the mind becomes free of ragadvesha, it discovers its cheerfulness, happiness, which was hijacked by the ragadveshas. When they then, as their control becomes slack, then that natural cheerfulness manifests. And so the sense organs, all of them become favorable. As the mind becomes free from ragadvesha, the personality becomes favorable. Viditatmananda, that is how I gain mastery over my sense, body-mind sense complex. Jitendriya, I become master of my indriyas, all my actions. So coming to this verse, Nirashihi yata chittatma. See how by deliberately adopting a perception of myself, which is in tune with the reality of myself, my conducting my life based on the perception that I am a lacking or wanting being is contrary to the reality about myself. And therefore, the attitude arising from the fullness of myself. And thus I become more and more in harmony with myself. This personality of body, mind, sense complex also discovers the harmony. Cheerfulness become favorable to me. Yata chittatma, that's how this person becomes master of his body and the mind, of kaya kana sanghata. Nirashi yata chittatma Tyakta sarva parigraha. Parigraha can be simply translated as possession. Tyakta sarva parigraha. One by whom all parigrahas, all possessions are tyaktaha, they are all given up. One by whom all the possessions are given up. Again, as I said, giving up is not in our hand. Growing out is in our hand. Meaning that one who has become free from the need of having possessions. As a discipline, we can reduce our needs and we can give up possessions as a discipline, which is fine. But still in the corner of my mind, there will be a pinch that I have given up something. I wish I had that thing, now I have to do without it. Which is already a discipline. Tyakta sarapari, all the parigrahas, all possessions, bhoga samagri, all the means of enjoyment or pleasure, let us say, all given up. He does not possess any bhoga samagri. does not possess anything which are meant for pleasure or gratification. Having discovered, this happens to us also. As we discover the satisfaction of ourselves, the need to have the means of gratification also goes down. Our life becomes simpler and simpler. Less and less possessions, less and less needs. With this process of removing all the obstacles to the manifestations of my fullness, understand that life of Karma Yoga is removing ignorance. Ignorance which places obstacles to the manifestations of my true nature. As obstacles are removed, the fullness becomes manifest. It's a process, it keeps manifesting and it culminates in total manifestation. Thus I become totally free from need of any gratification, any pleasure, because I'm self-sufficient in happiness myself. So no need to possess any means of gratification. He may possess the means of sustaining the body. That is allowed. That is the nature allows it, and scriptures also allow. When you have the body, then you should take care of the body. So whatever possessions are required to take care of the body, traditionally you say, Kaupina Yugalam, Kaupina Achadika Grahanam, Bhikshasanadi. He has loincloth, he may have something to cover his body, he may have a danda, he may have a pair of sandals. This is what is required to sustain his life. There are some who don't see the need of that also, they don't even possess that. But if you find him possessing something, it is for sustaining the body. There is no need to possess any means of pleasure or gratification. That's called here parigraha. Tyakta sarva parigraha. From all the parigraha, all the means of gratification, pleasures are dropped off, having discovered that total self-sufficiency. Now he doesn't do anything. He lives in life just to sustain his body, that's all, he doesn't do anything. Mimamsakas would say that he'll go to hell. Akarane pratyavaya. If you fail to perform your duty, then you are incurring pratyavaya, offense. It's an offense that you don't perform your duty. And you'll be punished for that. But Vedanta says no. He's become free from the compulsion of duty, having discovered his true nature. He's totally a non-demander, a non-consumer, and free from all obligations. So, this verse also describes that knowledge, karmani akarmayah pashed. Bhashyakara says that all these verses are meant to only extol that knowledge, but also describe that knowledge and describes how that knowledge manifests itself in the wise person for our guidance. Then how we can also train ourselves to progressively move in the direction of perfection, which is what these verses describe. So now, this person lives shariram kevalam karma. He performs actions only for the purpose of sustaining the body. And since he has no possessions at all, therefore he cannot even sustain his body by himself. He depends upon others. So scriptures give consent for a person like that to go to the society and beg alms. Begging is permitted. Bhiksha means begging. Bhikshuka means a beggar. So ideally for this person begging is permitted. And as a concession, the aspirants who want to become like this, seekers of knowledge, also are permitted to do bhiksha. So there are a lot of bhikshus in the society. A brahmachari, a student, is permitted to get bhiksha because he has no means to survive himself. A vanaprastha also is permitted for bhiksha, and a sannyasi also is permitted. So now, again, same wise person is described. The traits that every verse describes are present in every wise person. But since outwardly different people look different, therefore, looks like one verse describes wise person who is very active. Other person describes wise person who doesn't do anything. A third verse describes wise person who goes out for bhiksha. That other person may not even go for bhiksha. Here this one goes for bhiksha. And so what is his attitude again is being described in the verse number 22. Microphone nazik rakho. यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते यदृच्छा लाभ संतुष्टः. Now when you go for bhiksha, sometimes you get something, you may not get it also. Because even for going for bhiksha or begging the food, he does not exercise his will. He lets Ishvara take care of things. Except that he helps Ishvara by going for bhiksha so that his body can get food. Now, sometimes we get bhiksha, sometimes, so that is what Sadhar Bansikam said. Shuddhyadisya vichikitsadam pratidinam bhikshaushadam bhujyatam swadvannam natuyachyatam Vidivasat praptena santushyata. We mentioned this verse earlier also. Shuddhyadisya chikitsadam. Shuddha or hunger is a recurring disease, and therefore chikitsa, treatment should be done to the recurring disease of hunger. For that, what is the medicine? Bhikshaushadam bhujyatam. May you partake of the medicine in the form of bhiksha. So for this person, bhiksha also is not a means of pleasure. It is like medicine which is taken in a proper quantity at a proper time to sustain the body, to appease the disease of hunger. Swadvannam natuyachyatam. When you go out for bhiksha, bhavati bhikshan dehi. O bhavati, O devi, bhikshan dehi. Please give me bhiksha, please give me food. Or Narayana Hari, you announce yourself. Swadvannam. So, Mataji, kya bana hai aaj? Devi, what have you cooked today? Oh, that I don't like. Oh, this one I like. In bhiksha, there is no such demand or expectation. Swadvannam natu yachatam. Do not ayachatam. Do not ask for, do not beg for delicious food. Vidivasat praptena santushyadam. Vidivasat praptena. Whatever Vidhi gives, whatever your destiny brings, whatever Ishvara gives, santushyadam. Be content. Be content with what comes on its own. So this mode of bhiksha is called the madhukari bhiksha. Like a madhukar, like a honeybee that goes from flower to flower or tree to tree and sucks different juices. It takes a little bit from everywhere. Doesn't suck away all the juice from a flower, just takes a little madhukara. So this bhikshuk doesn't take everything from one place, he also goes from family to family and gets some little bit from. And not that he goes to 15 families, 5 families or 7 families. Sometimes he may get food, sometimes he may not get food. Vidivasat praptena santushyadam. Be content with whatever you get by vidhi, by your luck, by prarabdha, by destiny. So that is what the first verse describes here. Yadrucha labha santushtaha. One who is santushtaha, content by labha, by whatever he gets or whatever comes. Yadrucha, by Ishvarecha. Because Ishvara in fact runs his life. Since he has offered himself at the feet of Ishvara or the feet of destiny, Yadrucha, whatever comes by destiny, whatever comes by Ishvarecha, Yadrucha labha, whatever labha comes by Yadrucha, destiny, Ishvarecha on its own, Santushtaha, he is satisfied, he is content. Now this is not for bhiksha, for anything. Or as far as we are concerned, as far as this value is concerned, an attitude of contentment with what comes on its own, or an attitude of contentment with what comes as a result of our honest effort, all right? He doesn't make any effort, this person. If something doesn't come, it doesn't matter to him. And therefore he can afford to totally deliver himself at the feet of destiny. We cannot do that. So we make an effort to acquire some desirable things, let us say, or things. But santushtaha. It is in our hand to make an effort. It is the hands of destiny or the Lord to give the outcome of the effort. Yadrucha labha santushta, content with labha, whatever he gains as a result of yadrucha, ishvarecha, prasada buddhi in totality. For us, prasada buddhi is a value. For this wise person, it becomes nature. Yadrucha labha santushta, contented with whatever comes on its own. So second line says, samasiddha vasiddhaucha. Samaha, even-minded, siddhau asiddhaucha. Siddhau, success, asiddhau, failure. In this case, siddhau, we succeed in gaining the bhiksha, the food. Good. Asiddhau, it is possible that sometimes he may not get any food in the bhiksha also, possible. Then also, samaha, even-minded. Even-minded in siddhi and asiddhi. Siddhi can be for success or failure. For this person, success or failure of getting bhiksha or sustaining his body. There also, in case he doesn't get, there also is Ishvarecha. We would have tension now. What will happen? Shall I get food or not? Let me go to this place, that place, and I'm sure I will get food from there. And there's some agenda is there in what we do. In case we do not get what we expected, then we get upset also. Or what have you cooked today? What is that? We may not say that, but suddenly our mind complains. Samasiddha siddhocha. The complaint does not arise from the mind. Complaint arises because of the inner insufficiency. This person is totally sufficient, there were no complaints arise. He doesn't expect anything else to make him happy. Samasiddha siddhocha. In the life of this person, siddhi or siddhi is only getting bhiksha or not getting bhiksha. For us, siddhi and asiddhi means success and failure. Or can mean all pairs of opposites. As Lord Krishna says in the 3rd chapter, Siddha siddhyo samabhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Being even-minded, sameness of the mind in siddhi and asiddhi, success and failure. We stand for all pairs of opposites. Samatvam yoga uchyate. So samatvam becomes a value. And then samatvam culminates as spontaneity. So karma yogi is deliberately even-minded. The wise person becomes even-minded spontaneously. So yaduchalava santushta dvandvatitaha. That's what he said there. Dvandvat atitaha. One has transcended dvandva or pairs of opposites. What is meant by pairs of opposites is the various situations that keep on presenting themselves before us. We have no freedom in determining what situation will present itself to me. It is the universe that decides, my destiny that decides. So I do not know what the next moment will bring. And there is always a tension. What will happen? What if something painful happens? What if something unpleasant happens? What if I fail? What if this happens, that happens, etc.? All these apprehensions are always there. We want siddhi and do not want a siddhi. Success we want, therefore failure we do not want. Why do you want success? Because when I am successful, I feel that I am something. There is a sort of a self-respect, a sense of self-worthiness. Success makes me feel self-worthy, self-respected. So I need success. Because I need to be approved by others, by the world, and therefore success means when the world has approved me. When the world declares me worthy, that's called success. That's because I do not approve of myself right now. I don't think I'm worthy enough. Therefore, there is a need of the certificate of being worthy from the world. That's called success. And that success is needed. I should feel self-worthy, self-accepted, self-approved. I should feel approved and worthy and accepted. Then only I'm comfortable. But this process of karma yoga and then jnana yoga is a process of progressively discovering self-worthiness from myself. I see myself as a self-worthy person. That self-worth automatically arises from myself. Therefore, when I approve of myself, when I find myself approving, not that I approve of myself, I find myself approving of myself. As that progressively happens, the need of seeking approval from the others doesn't remain. So here is a person who has discovered total approval from the self, because he sees himself as a complete being. Total self-approval, total self-acceptance. When that is there, the need for success is not there. Then success doesn't remain. What is success? Success means being approved by the world. Success means being declared worthy by the world. And that is right now my need. Therefore, success is important to me. Therefore, success makes me feel happy. And if success makes me feel happy, the failure will make me feel unhappy naturally. So my mind goes up and down in this dvandva or opposites of success and failure. So for us the sameness is a value. Success, prasada, Ishvara prasada. Failure, Ishvara prasada. That's a value. Siddha siddho samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. In the beginning, samatvam, sameness of the mind is a value. Nityancha samachittatvam ishta anishto upapattishu. Ishta anishta upapattishu. When desirable, undesirable present itself before me, samatvam. But that value culminates into spontaneous samatvam. When the discovery of one's own self, as it is, takes place, samatvam becomes more and more effortless. And culminates in being my nature. Atmaniva atmana tushta, totally satisfied with himself by himself. Meaning totally approving of himself by himself. And there is no need for being approved by others. And there was no need for success, becoming free from success. When success is not a need, then failure also is not a problem at all. If success is important to me for my happiness, then failure will certainly create unhappiness. But I'm happy regardless of success or failure, then there's no question. There was dvandva atitaha. Because Atma is dvandva atitaha. We have said, yo ashanaya pipase, shokam moham, jaram mrityam atyeti. The self that transcends shoka moha, ashanaya pipasa, the hunger and thirst at the level of body, prana. Shokam moham, the grief and delusion at the level of mind. So shokam moham jaram mrityam atyeti. Atma transcends all of this. These things don't touch it. Hunger and thirst at the level of the prana. Grief and delusion at the level of mind, old age and death at the level of body. It is the nature of self that transcends all this worldly dvandva or samsara dharma. And one who identifies the self also transcends them. Dvandva atitaha. So transcending dvandva or remaining free from influence of dvandva or pairs of opposites. Success and failure is one pair. Honor, dishonor, another pair. Ninda, stuti, censure, or praise, another pair of opposites. Comfort, discomfort, etc. It is the nature of this dvandva to present itself in front of me. I can't control it. That's how the world is. Depends on where I'm identified. If I'm identified with the ego, then all honor and dishonor become very important to me. Praise and censure become important to me. Identify the body, then comfort, discomfort become very important to me. Identify the mind, then company of the dear, etc. becomes important to me. Identify the self, then nothing is important, meaning that you don't make any demand. You're happy with what is at the level of body, mind, intellect. Dvandvatitaha, vimatsaraha. Free from matsarya. Vigataha matsara. Again, one form of matsara has gone away. Matsarya can be called jealousy, spite, even enmity. One way of describing matsarya is the burning that happens in my mind when I see somebody benefiting, rising, progressing. That's jealousy. All of these also can culminate into spite and enmity. So matsarya. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. The 6 inner enemies, kama is the first, and that alone, that kama alone, what shall you say? What will you say? Now this mutation happens, in the coronavirus mutation. And therefore in different places the death rate is different, this rate is different. Swami, there's a different mutation, there's a different virus. Ahmedabad apparently has a very aggressive virus, so death rate may be more, and Mumbai may have less, whatever it is. But so this kama mutates, becomes krodha, mutates lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. All manifestations of kama. Matsarya at the end. Jealousy, spite, enmity. So when Swami said jealousy, why does a person feel jealous? Somebody got a job, so why should he feel bad? Somebody got a son, what's the problem that you have? Somebody became prosperous, what's your problem? When somebody becomes my problem, somebody becomes prosperous. And particularly this jealousy is towards people who are close to me. Or people rather who are of my class. Anyway, here we are not going to give a lecture on this jealousy. But yes, vimatsara, free from jealousy. Jealousy comes from comparison. It is our nature to compare ourselves with others. Why is it so? Because I want to feel that I am all right. If by comparing myself with others, I feel that I am better than the other person, I feel good, and I want to feel good. Since I do not feel good as I am, I do not approve of myself as I am seeking approval in a distorted manner. That okay, his line is short, my line is longer than somebody else's line, so that's the satisfaction. My line also may be short, but at least I am longer than him. So this is how, this kind of satisfaction that I feel by comparing myself with people who are not as good as me, the same mind will compare the self with other people also and find number of people who are better than you, more accomplished than you. Then suddenly I feel sense of lack, want, insufficiencies, self-disapproval. It is disapproval of myself that results in jealousy for someone else. It's interesting. Jealousy is not the pain because of someone else. But comparing myself with someone else creates in me this sense that I am no good. Therefore I disapprove of myself. I reject myself, and that's what causes pain. We call it jealousy, but the pain comes only from self-disapproval, self-dissatisfaction, self-rejection. But here is the person who has discovered total approval from himself. Even if he compares himself, it's all the same, because everybody is a self only. He knows himself as Sarvatma, Sarvbhutatma, Bhutatma, 5th chapter will tell us. He knows himself as the self of all. So where is comparison? In sameness, there is no comparison. Sayaschayam Purushe, Yascha Savaditye, Sa Ekaha. Taittiriya Upanishad says, the self that is here in this individual, the self that is in Aditya, in the total, is one. So at the level of Atma, there is one. At the level of Upadi, of course, there are all the comparisons and differences. So stronger my identification, the upadhi or a body, mind, sense complex, stronger the sense of ego, stronger the sense of jealousy. And as that identification slowly and slowly wanes away, ego also becomes more and more modest. Ultimately, when the identification is totally with the self, no question of comparison, no question of feeling inferior, superior. I feel bad when I feel inferior. That's why I'm jealous of someone whom I look upon as superior. In the self, there is no superiority, no inferiority, self-sameness. And therefore, he doesn't feel superior and feel proud, doesn't feel inferior, feel jealous, always happy. Vimatsaraha, free from matsarya, free from jealousy, envy, spite, enmity. Samasiddhava siddhaucha krutvapi na nibadhyate. Na nibadhyate. He does not get bind. Krutvapi, doing something. So earlier Lord Krishna said that Shariram kevalam karma kurvan, even though he doesn't do anything for anybody, still also is not bound. This person may do anything, still is not bound. Krutvapi. The reason for saying this is that perhaps from the standpoint of the onlookers, this person may do something which in their opinion violates some norm. In, in their perception, he is violating dharma. So he is incurring sin. So Lord Krishna says he is beyond dharma and adharma. Dharma and adharma, right and wrong, virtuous, vicious, are all when there is the kartrutva, the doership, the ego sense of individuality. When he is not there, he doesn't do anything. Krutva, having done something, that is from the standpoint of the onlookers. Kurvandapi na karoti. Even though from our standpoint he is doing things, from his standpoint does not do anything. Nadibhadya, therefore, he is never bound. Doing also is not bound, not doing also is not bound. Because he is totally in tune with the universal order. He never violates that order, whether he does something or does not do something, because he knows himself to be the order. And this is how, in these beautiful verses, Lord Krishna describes the traits of a wise person from the standpoint of karma. Oh, we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamrutat ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् 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 ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्